Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 42nd episode of the TheCoasterCasters podcast. One day I'm going to just stop saying episodes because
Done it 42 times? Do you have nothing better to do?
Apparently not, because I am at home on a Friday night not doing anything, and I've done 42 of these.
Wow.
I know.
You disgust me.
I've been in 3.
You've been in 4, Scott.
Sorry, I can't count 4.
Okay. But with that being said, welcome everyone. My name is Travis. You already know that. You've been here for 42 episodes, and if you haven't, then where have you been?
What have you been doing with your time?
Yeah, what have you been doing with your time? Let me know what you've been doing with your time, because I kind of want to know. But before we get into the news, haha, giggle. I want to introduce the panel for tonight. We have Mel.
Hello. I am Mel, or Mel's, or Melody. I'm not
We
picky.
have Katie.
Goers, I am the usherette of the Universal Palace Theater.
I love that. and then returning again is Scott.
Great Scott! Hello!
It's like you guys have your own things that you say every single podcast, and then
I don't. What is this?
no,
I'm
like
just a normal person. Excuse me.
you say what names you go by, and then Katie does her Universal Palace Theater thing. Scott goes Great Scott, and I'm like, well, I'm just here. I don't want to talk about the election, but I have to bring it up for 2 seconds. No matter who won,
of presidents.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Donald Trump will be in the Hall of Presidents, and no, do not read what people say. He is not going to be, what is the word? Injurable. So that means you cannot stab him, and he will not react because he will be a robot. I saw a clickbait article today that said that his animatronic will have feelings.
That is definitely believable.
It's so believable. But I just want to congratulate both candidates on a race well run. Hillary put up a huge fight. And I'm not saying who I voted for. I'm not saying any of that. But America picked Donald. And
Donald Duck, the next president-elect of the United States.
let's hope that he brings the nation together and stops all this violence and hate towards everybody, because I'm done with that.
So I came here to talk about Howl-O-Scream.
Yeah, we need to talk about Howl-O-Scream. I just wanted to throw that little thing out there because it's news and somewhat relevant to theme parks. But moving on from that, we actually have 2 things to talk about before we talk about Howl-O-Scream. First, let's talk about the non-happy thing. So about, I would say 6 months ago, 6 months ago, Disney opened its new Shanghai park, Shanghai Disneyland. And everyone's like, ooh, it opened, woohoo. 6 months later, they announced its first expansion. That's exactly the reaction I wanted to that.
Crickets.
Crickets.
Accurate, yeah.
They announced that Toy Story Land will be coming to Shanghai Disneyland in 2018, which means that it's going to open before any of the Hollywood Studios or Disneyland expansions.
Nothing makes sense, and I'm dying.
Crazy.
I'm dying inside. I really am. I don't understand why they're putting so much effort into Shanghai. I really don't. Whenever...
Because it's China. Well, it's China, too. There's a billion freaking people there that could choose Shanghai or Hong Kong. Most of them are going to choose Shanghai because they don't like Hong Kong.
Well, they have 3 parks to choose from. They have Shanghai. Actually, there are 4. Shanghai, Hong Kong Disneyland, Tokyo Disneyland, Tokyo Disney Sea. They're all within, like, a couple hours of each other. Like, seriously. Whenever I lived in Hawaii, I was 8 hours from Tokyo Disneyland. That's not bad at all.
No.
It really isn't. But for the the 4 parks that are in the top 10 theme parks in like the world based on attendance, not in the world, but in the US based on attendance, and they haven't gotten like new lands in. When was the last time Disney got a new land? I can't even think of the last time.
New Fantasyland.
New Fantasyland. That kind of counts as expansion. Yeah, so New Fantasyland 2010. That's disgusting.
It's been a while.
Been a while.
I've gotten expansions to Harambe, but it's only
It was only because the gorilla died, so.
Oh my god. Unleashing.
I make that joke every single time someone brings up that freaking area.
I hate it. It's such a beautiful area. It doesn't deserve your garbage memes.
But even with the expansion of the Harambe section of
Animal Kingdom.
You have Pandora that's opening in question mark, which we still know. Star Wars Land opening 2020. 2020, probably.
2095?
Yeah, 2095.
Anyone still gives a shit.
Yes! Yes!
And
Six with their tails!
oh geez. It's begun. I thought it was over, but it's begun.
Whoops.
It never ends.
And Toy Story Land opening probably in 2019 in Hollywood Studios. And then whatever's happening in Epcot happening probably in 2019. So you got all that happening soon, just not soon enough to where people are going to care. Like,
and you might as well add in like a hotel or two. Because if they're adding all those expansions, they're more likely they're going to add a hotel or two.
Going to increase, like, it just for Walt Disney World in general, it's going to increase, like, how many people go into the park. They're going to need more hotels. They might as well just build 2 value resorts and 1 more deluxe and call it a day. Because they only have 4 deluxes, 3 deluxes, 4? 4.
More than that, huh? And you've got
You have Polynesian,
Wilderness Lodge, Poly, Grand Floridian,
Contemporary.
Contemporary.
That's 4.
Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Animal Kingdom Lodge, Boardwalk, Yacht and Beach.
I thought those were moderates.
Oh, fuck no. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not supposed to talk that way here?
You can talk that. I'm not going to censor you.
Okay. No. Especially like Yacht and Beach Club. Oh, man. That's like top tier. Same with Boardwalk.
I think they're considered moderates, but they're like moderate to deluxes.
Dude.
They flex.
I know.
Things have changed.
Who's
Hope
here?
I'm not interrupting.
Oh, it's Cameron.
It's Cameron.
And Tyler. Oh, no.
That's you. He hasn't said anything yet, though.
It is I, Cam.
Yeah,
from the
Cam, you're
crypt.
here just in time to talk about Disney World, your favorite place.
Wait, I thought this was a podcast for Winding Hollow Horror Hunt.
It is. Don't worry. We'll talk about that after Howl-O-Scream.
Oh, God.
Oh, I forgot they made things villas and made them more expensive. Oh, Disney, you crooked
Ugh.
people.
Dead.
Well, yeah. I was wrong. I was wrong, guys.
Yeah, I know. Travis, there have been times when you've tried to think that you have a similar knowledge of Disney to me, but it's cute.
I
It's
know.
bad.
That's why you're here, Mel.
I know.
You're here to call me out on my crap.
Yeah.
Finally, it's about time.
I know, right? It's about time someone called this man out.
The regime of Travis Coaster being right about everything is now over.
Alrighty.
Podcast is done, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm just joking.
Okay, so what's next on the itinerary?
The new hotel at Universal.
Okay, don't know anything about it.
Yes.
Also, don't care.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so the
See?
Aventura Hotel will open summer of 2018. located right across from Sapphire Falls. It's going to be a glass high-rise hotel looking like something out of Las Vegas. 16 stories tall, feature a rooftop bar. They're saying it's another value resort.
Yes, it's going to be a value resort. It's going to be priced in line with Cabana Bay, and it actually will give you most of the views on what would be the west side of the building, because it's going to be going in the lot across the street from Cabana Bay, right by the parking garage. They've already made ground clear for it, and it's going to give you great views of Volcano Bay. So
That's interesting. 600 rooms and a value resort. Wow.
I dig it. It looks nice.
I dig it, but
I'm all for the rooftop bar.
this is what Disney needs to do. They need to be making more value resorts to combat Universal. Because Universal's made Cabana Bay, and you can consider Sapphire being one, because Sapphire is like quote unquote cheap compared to Disney. They said it was a value moderate whenever they were building it. And then this new hotel, that's 3 value resorts, and you have 3 deluxe resorts on Universal property. So,
And that's not it. They're going to be building another hotel here soon, too. They have plans for 7, so.
yeah, they need a lot of hotels.
This is the 6th. Oh, yeah. Well, and I'll close this. That's going to be a deluxe resort. So, and then they'll build that while they're starting to work on the big parcel land.
I think we're okay. Well, that thank you, Wi-Fi.
It was never seen again.
Moving on from Universal, we are moving down to Tampa Bay, Florida, for the rest of the podcast. And we are going to talk about Howl-O-Scream.
Oh, yeah.
Evil Encore. Tell us
the premier Halloween event in Florida.
God damn it, Mel.
What?
Laugh
Which it was.
Laugh with me.
Ha!
And not only did I just work at the premier Halloween event in Florida, I was in the premier. I would like to point out that directly outside of Howl-O-Scream, there was an American Horror Story HHN billboard. Just saying. It's my one surprise night off, and I'm walking my ass into Busch Gardens. I turn around, bam! There's the Countess's glove, Twisty's face, and that sexy rubber man, and I'm like, well, I can just never escape it.
You can never escape what you love.
I can never escape what consumed me
For 2 months.
for the rest of my goddamn life. Anyways, Howl-O-Scream. I feel like the circumstances with which I and Katie went to Howl-O-Scream are important to bring up, which is that we both work Horror Nights. All of a sudden, in comes Hurricane Matthew like a blessing from heaven, and bam, Horror Nights is shut down for 2 nights. The first night, we're all bunkered up at home. Oh, it's going to be a hurricane. No damn hurricane.
Yeah, we all stayed up that night.
I know. Second night, I have this epiphany. Howl-O-Scream is open tonight, and I'm not working at Horror Nights. So we went to Howl-O-Scream, very impromptu. Tyler was there, and our friend Amanda was there.
Amanda!
And Connie came as well, and it was really, really fun.
So do you want to talk about your experience with the show?
Oh.
Howl-O-Scream first, or would you like to go through houses?
Let's get the worst out of the way. Fiends is absolute trash that deserves to rot in hell.
Cameron, no! No!
Here's the thing. I'm happy for the young USF performers who have jobs in the Fiends show, but I pity the fact that they are given the worst possible material to have to perform. It is lowest of the low brow. I mean, if people say Bill and Ted is lowest common denominator humor, they have no idea what they're talking about. This is lowest common denominator pop culture humor. But there were some real cute guys.
Middle school humor.
That guy that played Dracula, he was like a solid 9 out of 10. So it wasn't completely a waste of time.
Part of the show.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you
No,
know.
the nurses.
No.
Yeah, the nurses were fine.
Is there anything you guys wanted to bring up that you guys wanted to like bring up from the show?
I can't even remember anything that happened other than just constant physical cringing.
The very strange way they handled the election.
Right. Well, let me say this. It wasn't a terrible show in my mind. It was okay. It's obviously the B show. But, I mean, I know who wrote that show, and that was Keaton. So, he was...
Trash.
Huh?
It was trash.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that. It was
physically ill.
Well, if you were eating, then yeah.
No,
That's a bad combo.
As a woman, it was highly offensive.
True.
Agreed.
But, I mean, as far as like ranking out of 10, I'd say it was a 5 at least for me.
Oh, it was a solid 1.
Yeah. -5 for me.
I have a picture
Guys,
of
stop
me
talking about Travis.
I know.
Ooh.
They talk about
I'm sorry, I have to.
every single time. It just hurts, Cameron.
Travis, I'm kidding. They're there.
It hurts.
Well, at least, Travis, I give you a good grade.
Tyler, I heard that, and I'm not going to stand for the garbage.
Uh-oh. No, don't do it. Okay.
What's happening?
It was doing that echo.
Oh.
Anyways, can we talk about the good things at Howl-O-Scream now?
Yes. Talk about
characters before you even enter the park. 10 out of 10. That made me so happy. Sounds minor, but it's great.
All right. Now, do you want to touch up on the scare zones real quick?
All right, we can do the scare zones. So I don't know what they would call that stuff at the entryway. I guess everyone was kind of themed to like dolls a little bit. I don't know. It was cool. And then you got in. There was like a store there. See, we didn't go through any scare zones first though, because I met up immediately with Tyler, and we went straight into houses.
No.
Tyler.
No, not no.
Please. I can't. Oh God.
Press.
The first house we did was Deathwater Bayou, which was very triggering for me because 2 years ago I was cast in it and then had my job ripped out of my hands. But that's another story. I still enjoyed it. It was my first encounter with a guy on bungees. I absolutely lost my shit. I just started shrieking, that was so cool! Like I was having a meltdown about how cool it was.
I heard they have a lot of bungees at Howl-O-Scream.
They have there's an abundance. There's honestly maybe too many. Sometimes
especially in that what was that, the Bayou? That house had a lot of them.
I think they just had 2.
I feel like the more they use, the less exciting they
Yes,
get.
that's exactly
You know
what it was. I still clapped for them every single time, but it got less cool.
Yeah.
That's definitely the problem with Howl-O-Scream. They overuse things in the houses too many times. Like the actors at the end of each house. It's like the first time it's like, oh, okay, wasn't expecting that. But then by the time you do like your second and third houses, it's like, oh, okay, it's nothing new.
It does get pretty repetitive. A lot of the actors throughout all the different houses all say the same things, very generic haunted house phrases.
They're essentially
Get in the
ops in a
pig.
way.
They don't say get in the pig. That's way too exciting.
That's true.
Lots of help me and keep moving and get out of here.
Maze.
So I would say the weakest point of Howl-O-Scream, and I hate to say this, would probably be the performances. The performances and the makeup. Not the costumes, but the makeup. The makeup was pretty weak for the most part. And this is super, super petty. But I was asked when I was cast for Halloween Horror Nights to not wear my glasses. So I went and got contacts so I could fulfill my job of looking the way I was supposed to look. Why would a period-accurate pirate be wearing plastic hipster glasses? Riddle me this. And I don't just mean some random pirate on the inside of the house. He was the barker. He was outside the house delivering lines. And completely out of time period glasses. Ugh. Same thing happened in Motel Hell. There was a girl, she was hiding, I don't know, somewhere off to the right behind something, and her glasses were just obviously of right now. Wear contacts or get different frames. I'm sorry, but you just can't help it.
Does that make you triggered?
Yes! Yes, I'm so triggered by the historical inaccuracies.
That's funny.
Ugh. Other than that.
What do you think about it, Katie?
About the non-period glasses, it's very annoying in a way. Because, like, I'm a stickler for historical accuracy. So seeing, like, hipster frames in the houses, it's like, you kind of threw me off there. The vibe, the mood.
Yeah.
Ain't working.
What did you think about the glasses, Tyler?
Tyler probably didn't know.
Thanks. That Donald Duck noise.
Okay, moving on from that then.
What I can say,
we are moving on.
If we want to roll back to Deathwater Bayou,
yeah,
the the scenic is really pretty throughout most Howl-O-Scream houses, and this one was no exception. The bayou,
Hell yeah.
The funeral scene room was so cool with the pallbearer carrying the coffin. I loved the last couple rooms where you're just like walking through a New Orleans like street. It's super pretty. I loved the scenes where you were walking on like the docks basically through the bayou and it looked like a swamp that you were walking through. That was really cool.
Shrek wasn't there though, unfortunately.
He was not. There was no ogres in this swamp. Very disappointing. So yeah, I liked Deathwater Bayou a lot. There were some fun costumes, like cool voodoo masks and stuff. I like that. So I had a good time. The facade was really pretty as well.
House for the night.
It was, yeah. Put me in a good mood. And see, like, I really enjoy getting scared, and I get quite scared in haunted houses. And this was very different from my normal Horror Nights experience. So, you know, I was screaming up a storm and having a good time. I don't think I was being...
We were just, like, clapping and applauding the whole time.
What did you think about Deathwater Bayou, Scott?
It was a house that we did last in the night. And I thought it was amazing. The bungee scares were great. The scenic, just like Mel was saying, everything was just on point when we went through. It was It was a pretty cool house. I really, it was awesome. I got scared plenty of times. And going into Howl-O-Scream, I didn't know what I was gonna expect or anything, because I did Horror Nights for 3 nights in a row, and then Sunday we were at Howl-O-Scream. It's like, I hear good things, but we'll see. So, oh man, we started our night off with Zombie Mortuary, and then we did Fiends, and then we did the VIP tour, and yeah, it got better through the night, especially with the VIP tour.
Well, when we went, the longest we waited for anything was 7 minutes. So VIP tour was very unnecessary on the night that we went.
So
I got free beer, so I was okay with that.
I'm 20 years old, so the VIP tour would have been a waste on me.
I agree.
I also don't like being told where to go. But let's see. So what did we do after Deathwater Bayou? Can you remember, Tyler? If you make that
Unearthed.
Unearthed? Okay, yeah, that was right.
Dang it, Tyler, stop.
Do you guys realize that he hasn't said a word?
I know.
It's
He
just
just
that damn noise.
Oh.
English, Tyler.
So we did Unearthed, which I would classify as probably the scariest house of the night. I found it relatively intense just because it was so dark. It was really dark and foggy in there. And yeah, I don't know, it was very interesting. I know that it wasn't as good as it was last year because they cut a lot of stuff, but I didn't see it last year. So I enjoyed a lot of the stuff. I liked the room that was like cracking open towards the end. I thought that was pretty neat. Howl-O-Scream has some really gorgeous lighting, and since they fill their houses with so much fog, it catches the light really beautifully. I liked a lot of, they would have light coming in through like slats in the ceiling, and it was very like pronounced yellow lights, and I liked that a lot. And having all the fog in the air made it like dusty looking, which was neat. I don't mean to dominate the conversation.
You're good. I know nothing about Howl-O-Scream. I just wanted to do a little review on it. That's why I brought you guys on. So we can talk about, so I can learn more about Howl-O-Scream. So Katie, what did you think about Unearthed?
Okay, so Unearthed. I love how when you first enter the house, you're going through the abandoned old Gwazi platform. I think that really added to the feel of the house. And then you go underground. The thrills were definitely there, although what I didn't quite like about Unearthed is that the scenes felt very disjointed. Like you would go from one room where I think someone's getting to a room with a bed and someone pops out of the bed curtains, and it's like, what is supposed to be going on here? That and Scarlet, the icon from last year, wasn't in this year's house. So I think that maybe if Scarlet had made an appearance in the house or maybe in the backstory a little more, I think I would have liked it better.
Mm-hmm. Tyler, what did you think?
Oh my.
All right. So, anyways.
Get him out of here.
Where do we go after that?
One second. Oh, he left. Okay. We'll get Scott's reaction later, I guess, if he comes back.
Okay. Did we go to Superstition 3D?
Wait a minute.
What?
This is a podcast?
Yes.
I'm kidding.
Do you not see the live thing?
Yeah.
Oh
my God. Cameron.
Thank God he realized before he said something really awful.
And you know what that means.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes.
What, did I say something funny or something? I don't understand.
This whole situation is just really hitting my funny bone. Oh my god.
Hey Tyler, what did you think about Unearthed?
Excellent.
Okay.
So, wait, did we go to the cloud one after that?
No, we went to Motel Hell first, I think.
Oh. Yes,
my
that's how I feel about Motel Hell as well. What an excellent
Motel Hell.
Before we get on to Motel Hell, Scott, are you back?
Hotel Cortez.
No. Although I did make lots of.
I'm here,
nostalgia.
finally.
Okay, what did you
Motel?
think about Unearthed? And he's gone again. What did you think about
No,
Unearthed?
I'm here.
What did you think about Unearthed?
Oh, Unearthed? Okay, so Unearthed was, in my opinion, a great house. The only downfall, I'd have to say, was the last, when you're exiting the house, there wasn't that last, like, final scare. It was like there's two guys that are banging on a fence and, you know, trying to scare you. And it just,
No,
Where-
I didn't.
the crack scene in the wall was
So
great.
cool.
And it was such a good house.
I thought it was fun. I thought it was pretty intense too.
All right, moving on.
It sure was. It was intense.
It's dark as fuck in there, too.
Yeah. Motel Hell.
Tyler, are you gonna actually
Yes.
give? Before we move on to Motel Hell, Tyler, are you gonna actually talk about Unearthed?
What about you?
Exactly what I thought.
This is what
Okay, I guess that's a no.
Guess that's a no. Mel, Motel Hell, go ahead.
Oh, baby. Don't even get me started. So I love this house. Over the course of the night, we did it 6 times. And man, okay. So I guess we could start with the premise, which is very much inspired by Psycho and the television show Bates Motel, which are two properties that I very passionately adore. So basically, you say 1960s motel with ghosts, and I'm like, sign me up, please. I'm there.
Ooh,
And,
I'm a ghost.
Yeah, I'm a ghost. I said, sorry, I popped a rubber band and it hurt. Anyways. That's,
What is going on tonight?
I don't know. Anyways, leading up to it, the sign was beautiful, the old-fashioned motel sign. The facade was cool. It was a motel. And then, okay, so there are a lot of layers to this house. It's like an onion. They played the song Mr. Sandman pretty consistently throughout most of the house, and there was a lot of sand imagery. And that was another thing that was pretty much directly pulled from Bates Motel, because Norman and Norma's like song is Mr. Sandman. And so that with the motel, there's a lot of Bates Motel stuff going on. But they took it super literally in this house, where basically the Sandman was an actual creature that had been living in the father and daughter's nightmares and was now taking over the motel after they died. I think that's what was happening. Either way,
Story was a bit
it
confusing.
looked really cool. I could probably go through this house room by room because we did it so many times. But highlights, I loved Discount Norman Bates behind the counter. He shook my hand. Thank you very much, sir. One of my issues with Howl-O-Scream is that I didn't find many of the actors to be very interactive. I don't mean to brag, but I have a lot of funny, witty things to say and do to characters to like play along with the story. And I didn't feel like they wanted to play along with me very much, which I found to be a bit of a bummer, because that's my like #1 favorite thing to do as a character, is play along with the guests. So, but besides that, I was happy that Discount Norman Bates played along with me. It was very fun. They gave him lots of hearts and kisses. And then on like my 6th time through, he held my hand and I was like, yes, daddy, thank you. Let's see. That was great. The room with the chainsaws, where there's a chainsaw scare from the ceiling, that was really good. That got me most times I went through. I loved the lighting in the laundry room, where it was all white and then lit strictly with ultraviolet light. It was super purple and very disorienting.
The guest room.
The guest room. Wait, which one?
the old TV.
Oh yeah, that was a cool room. I liked that one. Oh, and I loved the pool room with the lady crying by the pool.
Oh,
She was funny. And then I liked the actual Sandman himself in his weird, like, plague doctor-esque mask. That was cool. And I also liked how throughout the night things would change. Scares would move to different spots, and certain characters would completely change. I actually really liked that little inconsistency. It gave it a lot of, like, re-going through value. Oh, that was fun. I love that house a lot. It was my favorite one.
Me too.
Shut up, Cameron.
Katie, what did you think?
okay. So Motel Hell is very beautiful scenically. I remember when we walked through the entrance of the house for the first time. It really felt like old motel. It reminded me of this dingy motel I stayed at in Daytona Beach back in July, actually. But it just captured the essence of going to a hotel, and I loved that. The only downside is that the Sandman story, you have to really be paying attention to the audio and the cue to really get what's going on, because when I saw Sandman for the first time, I literally thought he was Slender Man, and I'm like, okay, Slender Man's in this house, what the hell? But I love how the different areas of the motel are represented, like the pool room, and the guest room was my favorite room. It captured that creepy feeling I sometimes get when I stay at a hotel. I don't know, it's just very unsettling. So, Motel Hell was easily my favorite house at Howl-O-Scream this year. It really shows that Howl-O-Scream is stepping up their scenic game. They're getting to the level of Horror Nights. They're slowly but surely getting there.
Stellar gift for your stellar wife.
Ignore that.
Motel Hell would have been a great Horror Nights house, like, 12 years ago.
They
literally did a house called Hotel Hell or Motel Hell, like in the 1990s, actually.
There we go.
Yeah, that was Mike's first house, I think.
Yep.
That he was in. He acted in it.
Oh, who did he play? I would love to know.
He was like, he popped out of a washing machine, I believe.
Yep.
If I
Tyler,
could go
do you have
back
any
in time,
comments on
I would
Motel
go
Hell?
see that.
But man.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Shut the fuck up.
Scott, do you have any comments on
I don't know. I
Motel
don't even
Hell?
know anymore.
Hotel Hell, in my opinion, was the best. So cool to walk through. So many, like, great details. There's one room, if I remember correctly, that smelled like piss.
Pretty sure that was the washing machine room, the laundromat.
Yes. Oh my god. It's like they must have had all the male characters or everyone just piss in this one corner for weeks.
I don't remember a piss smell, actually.
Oh, it was bad. And I went through this house 3 times, and every time it was different scares. But I do remember the piss smell, because I looked and I'm like, does this smell like piss in here? It smells like a truck stop. Oh my god. That's what got me scared the best. On the last room, there's 3 scares that go. It's a ping pong scare. The first scare, when you walk through the door, the guy pops out around the door.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get off balance, and then you look to the right, and then another scare happens, and then you walk out the final door into the kind of like the creepy courtyard at the end of the.
Yeah, that was fun. And then I like that there were
That scare right.
There were a couple extra scares outside, yeah. And by the 3rd time, I remembered where they all were, and so I would just stand there and call out and wait for my beautiful tuxedo men to come out to me, which is fun.
The best.
Stop it. Stop it.
No.
Cameron, stop.
Okay, so after that, I believe we did Circus of Superstition 3D.
Oh, boy. I
Trash.
can't wait to hear about this
is
one.
absolutely, without question, the worst haunted house I've ever gone through in any context.
Right, you didn't go through my haunted house.
Yours would have been better.
Well, thanks.
Circus of Superstition had, let's see, a few good things in it. The guy outside, like the clown wandering around, he got a couple good scares in the queue that I saw, which were funny to watch. I liked some of the ideas in Circus of Superstition. The idea of just like playing with 3D and all of these like common American superstitions, but it just fell flat for the most part. It was really there was almost no music throughout most of the house, which made it really boring. I like Howl-O-Scream's chromatograph glasses, and as a connoisseur of chromatograph glasses, it was nice to add some new ones to the collection, I guess. There was at one point a character on one of the ladders, and I came in and I said, "Yes, queen, serve it!" And he was like posing for me. That was pretty great. That's about it.
Katie?
So my first year attending Howl-O-Scream was in 2012, and I only did 2 houses. Circus of Superstition was one of them. And so I got to compare Circus of Superstition with the 2016 Circus of Superstition, and literally nothing has changed aside from them taking out like maybe 1 or 2 scenes. And Circus of Superstition it's just a really shitty 3D house. I really like the house at all this year. I mean, granted, I did get startled a few times because I wasn't expecting characters to show up, but they could have handled doing a superstition house maybe a better way. Like, I don't see why they sounds like, you know, involved with superstition. I don't know. The premise just seems really strange to me.
Tyler? Okay.
Crazy.
Same.
So let's see. After that, do we go to the black spot?
Is Scott there?
We went through the werewolf scare zone to get to the black spot.
Oh, okay, are we gonna do scare zones intermingled?
Sure.
Okay.
I do it.
Well, yeah. So the werewolf scare zone, it was dark as all heck. Had lots of good bush people, which is something that I've always heard about from Busch Gardens. Never seen, really enjoyed it. Which are just people dressed as bushes, hiding in the bushes, who will smack the ground with a piece of metal or something. It sounds minor, but it's a great little scare.
They're so good.
They are so good. They seriously camouflage exceptionally well. And also there were a couple bungee people in this scare zone, which was pretty cool because it gave you a chance to really look at them, do their thing, which is neat. The werewolf people on stilts, that was fun. I loved the one that pretended to be a dog, followed me home and let me pet him.
He was amazing.
Yes. Was. I asked, I was like, can I pet you? And he kind of like nodded, and I scratched him, and he was kicking his foot, and I was like, yes, I'm living. So I liked that. I liked some of the interactivity in there. And I thought the costumes were really pretty neat. Let's see.
Dang it.
For sure. Okay, where next? And was it the black spot?
Yep, the black spot.
Well, contrary to popular opinion, I liked the black spot, but I also just really like pirates. So that's part of it.
You scurvy dog.
I like to hear.
What did you think about it, Katie?
The black spot is the house that I, to be honest, remember the very least out of, but I remember the mermaid the most because her trigger was like, oh my god, I really hope that character was wearing earplugs all night because
it was genuinely
that
horrible.
was loud. shit.
I liked, again, lighting. There was quite a bit of pretty lighting in there to simulate
Lighting.
water. I liked all the ship walls and all that kind of stuff.
The squishy floor.
Yeah, they had squishy floor with seaweed stuff and face, both of which actually made sense in the context of the house.
Tyler, do you have anything to say?
Why do you even ask anymore?
I don't know. Okay. Good to know. Next house.
Zombie mortuary.
Yeah, zombie mortuary.
I've heard good things about this house.
I also enjoyed it quite a bit. It's the only house we didn't get to do multiple times, which is kind of a bummer. But I do remember quite a lot from it. I really liked the rats. There was like a scene where you went behind the walls in this funeral home, and the walls were furry, and there was all kinds of gross stuff in face, so you could hear rats and
I hated that room so much.
it was so gross. I loved it.
What did you think, Katie?
Zombie mortuary made me more in Legends of what's it called? Legends of Haunting at Old Town. It really made me more furry because I love the idea of doing a mortuary themed haunted house and just walking into I think the first room was like a funeral parlor, and you just smell death and I think decaying roses. It's just like a feeling to have.
Oh yeah, I loved getting to finally see those iconic roses with eyeballs in person. That made me happy. That's one of my favorite like pieces of imagery ever put out by Howl-O-Scream.
Iconic staple. What else do I have to say about Zombie Mortuary? Yeah, that rat room really, really freaked me out, and I almost cried. That's how bad it was.
That's kind of part of why I liked it, is because you and Amanda were like genuinely not having a good time, and I was like, yes, get them, Howl-O-Scream, destroy them. I'm sorry, I'm very like mean like that. But when I see other people getting really genuinely freaked out by something, it just makes me like it more.
Butcher room for some reason in this house.
Maybe.
I remember it because I was like, okay, that's very out of place, but okay, it works in a way.
All right, next. Wait, Tyler, what did you think about Zombie Mortuary?
Oh my.
Okay. Next up.
We didn't do zombie containment unit.
That's the only
because
thing
of
we
the wait
didn't do.
times.
Yeah, the fact that we only waited like 7 minutes for everything meant that we weren't about to wait like 30 minutes for something, as bad as that sounds.
Yeah.
And also, I just wasn't really interested in zombie laser tag. Sorry, guys. I wanted to look at haunted houses, not play laser tag.
Pew pew.
But I loved the zombie bumper cars. The fact that that's a thing.
Oh, those were so funny.
Literally, Travis, you have to listen to this. Cam, I'm sure you've heard about this. Actually, I know you have too, Travis. But they have, like, literally the bumper cars are open, and 4 or 5 of them have zombies in them. The zombies are driving the bumper cars, bumping into guests, and reaching and lunging at them. And as soon as the ride is over, they all jump out of the vehicles and just start chasing people around. It's amazing.
That's hilarious. That's great.
Actual career goals right there.
It sounds pretty lit, though.
It was so fun. And that's something I like about Howl-O-Scream, is that they have a lot of stuff that's just silly. It's way too silly to ever be at Horror Nights, but so neat.
It's campy is what it is, but
yeah,
it works.
I really enjoy a lot of the camp factor. Oh, and they also had Discount Survive or Die, which is called Wasteland, which honestly had some really good scares with people hiding in the junk piles. They also had sliders. I'm a big slut for the sliders. They're fun.
That's
Especially-
something I wish they would bring to Horror Nights sliders, but supposedly they can't because of I guess it damages the ground. Supposedly,
It's so crowded, I think, is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like,
And the
it's
crowds are a lot different.
they really are, because for the sliders, you need like 20 or 30 feet.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you got to get a running start, and then you got to slide.
Yep.
And when is there ever like 30 feet of blank ground at Horror Nights?
Yeah. All right, next house.
Through all the houses.
Did we? I'm looking at the.
Deathwater Bayou.
Yeah. Not all the
What's
zones, though. We
Ohio?
didn't talk about the playground.
Oh, the playground.
Wait, was there no house based on the Evil Encore theme?
Fuck no.
Oh, Mr. Carver and the Dolls had no in-park presence at all,
Oh, wow.
except for
That
maybe
sounds
the
familiar.
actors in the front, but that's it.
That sounds familiar.
To me, because Mr. Carver and the Dolls were very prominent in the advertising, yet
Oh, yeah.
once
They
you were
looked
in the park,
awesome.
they weren't there. I think maybe because Williamsburg's Busch Gardens, they had a Mr. Carver themed escape room, and I think maybe a scare zone. So
wow.
I guess, I don't know, Busch Gardens was just lazy and just decided to,
It's probably
I
just
don't
like
know, just have the theme too.
Yeah. It's probably easier for them to just use the marketing of the other
Yeah,
event.
exactly.
But damn, their marketing.
A
Their
fun
advertising.
fact. Fun
Their
fact,
advertising
this
is
year's
good.
commercial was directed by Dean Carr, who does the best. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. The HHN commercials of all time.
Really?
Ones that made you,
Yep.
Oh, wow.
video, and it's actually pretty interesting.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, what all did Dean Carr do? He did the Caretaker commercial, right?
It's one of my
Caretaker
favorites.
up until Lady Luck.
Yeah. He did the director commercials. He did the 2007 one. So, like, yeah. So this
wow.
one guy, like, he's the king of the memorable Horror Nights commercials, and he did the commercial for Howl-O-Scream this year.
He's been doing Howl-O-Scream's commercials for quite a while now.
Which I think is pretty cool.
And let's go back to that.
That was a fun scare zone. I have like this deep passion for adults playing children at Halloween events,
Me too.
oh man, that sounds way creepier from you. There's just something, I don't know. It's
I'm
just
leaving.
There you go.
Yeah.
Area of the park the playground scare zone was in, but it fit perfectly because it felt like you were in like a playground.
Yeah.
A park, yeah, exactly. And they had like the swings that moved on their own and the spinny around carousel thing.
Yeah.
And the actors, like, one was riding a tricycle, I think.
Yeah, they had actual tricycles for the characters to ride.
Seriously?
That's hilarious.
Yes.
That's funny.
It was really cool.
Anything else you guys want to talk about with Howl-O-Scream? Anything important?
Tyler?
BDSM guy?
The roaming hordes, which was just one big roaming horde with absolutely no cohesive theme, had some of the more fun characters of the whole event in terms of interactivity. There was one in particular who was playing a definitely BDSM inspired character who was a lot of fun. Lots of listen, there's no supervision at Howl-O-Scream. They can just kind of do whatever they want.
Can we elaborate on the BDSM guy and how beautiful and amazing he is?
I'm not sure if he would be able to keep his job if we did. No, I'm just kidding. But he was very. I appreciate characters that throw themselves into their scares as literally as he did.
Yes, perfect.
It's not often I get called daddy by people in the streets.
And Master. Literally, we were in the Falcon's Fury area, and it just had turned into my birthday, so we went up to the guy, and the whole group was like, it's Katie's birthday, and then he like came up to me and he's like, you're my master now. A life-changing moment.
Well, let me try and add Scott back in. And then, is there any other theme park thing that you guys want to talk about while we wait for possibly Scott come? Oh, there's Scott. Okay. Scott?
Yep.
Okay, you talk about your experience at Howl-O-Scream now.
All right, I'll try to make this quick before I lose service again because this is just ridiculous. I thought Howl-O-Scream was pretty good. Of course, it's not going to be at the top, level. I mean, I'm used to very, very crappy haunts in Wisconsin, so Howl-O-Scream kind of trumps all that. But my number one house, like I said, was Hotel Hell, and then I would go Unearth, Bayou, Zombie Mortuary, and Circus of Superstition. I never did the Zombie Containment Unit, and the Scare Zones. Playground is a freaky place. Just walking. I loved it too. Just going through it without any scare actors for some odd reason. We didn't have any in the time we went through it, or a very few. It still just gave you the creeps. Seeing the swing sway and the merry-go-round keep swaying or spinning. I mean, the music. 1, 2, shut up. It was just so creepy. And then what I would say would be their survivor die zone, which it was in that very small pathway. Everything was cramped in there. So much fog, so much lights. I think they called it apocalypse I forget what the hell they called it.
It's called Wasteland.
Wasteland. That was pretty intense because I couldn't see crap because of much smoke they pumped in there. And then there was another scare zone that was kind of long, but they would be popping out of the bushes and stuff. I mean, it was just, I was like, man, this is pretty cool for being an animal type theme park with, of course, some of the best coasters. What they did was just, it made with being the park not lighted real well, made it just creepy just to be in there because you didn't know if, Cheetah would come out and get you. So,
yeah, I found Howl-O-Scream quite creepy, actually. The atmosphere, which was fun. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
All throughout October, so.
Obviously, they can't come up or can't come back with a third year in a row of the same stuff. They're gonna have to, change it up. I wouldn't mind if Hotel Hell came back a third time. Keep that thing permanent.
This was Motel Hell's first year.
Oh, it was first year? Oh, yeah.
So,
I'll be back
and the
next year.
houses are on 5-year cycles.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it was really good. I mean, even the pirate one, it wasn't that bad, but that mermaid is the one that got me the most because I almost went deaf from that.
Yep.
But I forgot about the pirate one. But yeah, it was overall a great event. I mean, like I said, I did the VIP tour, which made it even, better. I mean, we went through Hotel Hell 3 times on Earth. Twice. But it was really good. I thought it was well worth it for me because I was a sourpuss because my feet were shot from Halloween Horror Nights. And having a guided tour and then rest stops along the way made it even better because I've never been to the Busch Gardens, so.
Oh, really?
But, yeah, that was my first time, and I didn't even ride any coasters, so.
Well, that's fine. You didn't waste your Howl-O-Scream time doing.
No. So, and I had other stuff to do, like get a brand new phone because my Note 7 was banned by the FAA. So I had to do that on Monday before I flew out on Wednesday. Then I hung out with some Twitter peeps on Monday and Tuesday. So, but overall, Howl-O-Scream was really, really fun. I highly enjoyed it. It was great. I mean, it was a change of pace. That was for sure.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. I enjoyed a little variety.
Oh, one more thing. The coolest thing that I did not get to do was zombie bumper cars.
Yes, we discussed how great that was. We didn't do it, but I watched for quite a while.
Yeah, it was, you know, that's smart. That's smart. You know, somebody had to sit there and go like, you know, let's put zombies in the bumper cars too. Make it fun.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say before I lose service again.
All right, so is that all we need to talk about with Howl-O-Scream?
I'm trying to think if I have anything else to say. I don't know. Overall, I had a great time, and for me, like, it was a great experience for me because it was lovely to get to take a night off from being a character and get to go see other characters. And even if I don't always think what they were doing was the best, I also know that they don't have the same resources that we did, that they don't have the same level of show direction, and a lot of people were doing a great job, and they were clearly having fun. And ultimately, I kind of think that's what matters.
Oh, and I totally agree. I think they just had fun and made it completely different experience. Especially going through the houses multiple times. Each house was different, or each time was different, and it made it really cool, really fun, and a cheap ticket too.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't want to go to Halloween Horror Nights because it's out of your budget range, and you can make the hour and 15-minute drive from Orlando, then yeah, go for it.
Anything else, guys? Okay, Tyler's.
Good.
Okay,
Beautiful.
final remarks. Cameron, go first.
What?
Anything you want to say?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
Where can we find
No,
you on
I'm
social
talking
media?
to the lady in the funny-looking hat. Yeah, I'm talking.
Hey,
What
I'm
do you
trying to
want?
listen to Travis.
Where can we find you on social media, Cameron?
Does anyone care?
Only if
But
you
if
can
you
see my
do-
face right now, I'd freaking slap you.
If anyone does care, though, you can find me on Twitter at CrypticCam.
Okay.
And that's it.
I hate you, Cameron, so much. I really do. But no, thank you, Cameron, for popping in. Literally. Thank you. Popping in. Scott. Scott, where can we find you on Twitter and everything else? Scott?
Hello?
Bueller?
Come back to him.
Okay, we'll come back to you. Katie.
Okay, so this was fun. This was my first CoasterCasters podcast, so it was very, very nice. Anyway, so my social media, you can find me on Instagram as The Usherette. You can find me on Twitter as The Usherette19, although don't go on my Twitter right now, it's a huge fucking mess. Facebook, if you want to friend me, my URL is Cerise Meliora. It's a ghost reference. You can also find me on Tumblr. My personal blog is Aether Ghouls, and my Halloween Horror Nights blog is Julian Brownings. You can also find my photography page on Facebook under Katie Recco Photography.
All right. Thank you, Katie, for finally joining us and being able to join us because of how busy I hate you. busy how busy you were at Horror Nights this year.
Yep.
Glad to have you on the podcast.
Thank you.
Mel.
Melody the Disnerd on Twitter. That's TH with no E. Saving Mr. Skywalker on Tumblr. Mel's the Hobbit on Instagram. And I would say if you would like to see some prime Horror Nights content, you can check out my Instagram. Obviously, I had a blast. And my Twitter as well. There's some funny stuff on there if you really want to dig around and look for some Horror Nights stuff. And yeah, I don't know. It's been a great season. It's nice to get back into doing things other than scaring until 2 or 3 in the morning and then partying until the sun rises.
All right. And thank you, Mel, for returning to the podcast.
Yes, I'm back. I'm back, and I'm a whole different person than I was before.
Oh, in more ways than one.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
But we love you still.
Oh, good. Even though I'm a heathen.
All our friends are heathens.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do this, but Tyler.
Oh my god.
I want. Can we all just give props to Tyler? I really enjoyed his input tonight.
Me too.
Oh.
It's been pretty incredible.
He had the best commentary out of all of us.
Tyler, where
He
can we
should
find
host
you on
his own
Twitter?
Podcast.
Okay. Where can we find you on Facebook? Instagram?
How do you spell that?
Jesus.
Seriously, Tyler needs to host one of these sometime.
Just with that sound.
Let's make it happen.
And you can find Scott. Scott had to go because his service literally tanked out on him. You can find him on Twitter at GR8TRAVI. I think that's an I. It might be an L. I don't know. It's basically Great Traveling Scott. You can go find his Facebook his Twitter through my Twitter. Somewhere along the lines I tweeted him. You can find him. And then he also does his own podcast on Spreaker and SoundCloud. So you can go check those out. He actually uploaded his last episode on the 4th of November talking about Horror Nights and Howl-O-Scream rankings. So go check that out. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Just search Travis Coaster. And then find the podcast on Twitter at TheCoasterCasters. And anybody else have any final comments besides Tyler? Because I know what Tyler's going to say. Okay, on that note.
Absolutely. The best.
Cameron, stop.
What is that song? I feel like I know it.
All right, well, thank you all
It's
for
the best.
watching. Thank you all for watching the 42nd episode of the CoasterCasters podcast.
40 seconds.
The 42nd, it is. It actually is the 42nd episode.
40 seconds.
Oh my
I'm tired.
god. Before we end the show, I want to say happy birthday to my mom. Her birthday is Monday.
Aw. Happy birthday,
So-
Mama Coaster.
Birthday to Travis's mom.
I'm pretty sure it's
Name
Monday.
is Mama
Is it Monday?
Coaster.
Yes, it is Monday. Yes, I got it right. Happy
Coaster.
birthday, Mom. There you go, Tyler. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Sorry I muted you like 4 times, Cameron. Actually, 8 times. Have a good night, everyone.